Good evening. I am Ken Folks. I am broadcasting live tonight on a balmy Oakland evening. I'm sitting here at the East Bay Healing Art Center. It's a queer and trans Black, brown space founded by artists here in the Bay Area for everyone to come in and enjoy great art. Tonight, you'll enjoy great art indeed. So I welcome you to our very first virtual Autumn Lights Festival, which of course is a benefit for the gardens at Lake Merritt. This is our 9th annual Autumn Lights Festival, and each year we raise funds for the gardens at Lake Merritt right here in Oakland, California. It's a collection of 17 themed gardens, one more inviting than the next perhaps, but once you go through all of them, I'm sure that every one of them will be your favorites. They are free to the public and they're maintained by volunteers, as it's always been since 1959. To learn more, which I'm sure you'll want to do, please go to gardens@lakemerritt.org. That's gardens@lakemerritt.org, where you also can make a donation to make certain that programming like this and the beautiful gardens continue to grow, as all wonderful things do here in Oakland, California, with your support. Tonight is our very first night. This is a 3-night love affair, and it's coming with all of the green goodness you can imagine. Our first night tonight is Tech Night. We will be featuring technology in nature. And then the show will continue tomorrow with Family Night and Sunday with Fine Art Night. So I'm really excited about getting into Tech Night because I am a bit of a nerd, a Black nerd. And tonight we will have a chance to speak with artists. We will have a video presentation just before we chat with our artists. And so I'd like to jump right into that. We'll kick off this evening with a musical performance by William Cenote. And I'll check back in with you right after that. Thank you for joining us and enjoy.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning into the Autumn Lights Virtual Festival. My name is William Cenote. I'm the creator and performer of the Luminescent Grand, which is this piano right here. Luminescent Grand is the world's first fully interactive synesthetic grand piano. And by synesthetic, I mean it creates the experience of synesthesia, which is the crossing of senses in the mind. So, for example, seeing a color when you hear a sound. So I'm going to play an original piece of music for you titled Intervine, and it's in the key of pink. All right, here we go. Thank you all for listening. I want a special shout out to Toro Rocha for inviting me back and providing me with all these beautiful plants. This is my 4th year volunteering for the Autumn Lights Festival, and it's a very special event for me because I really love the Gardens at Lake Merritt. I think they're a great organization that does a lot for the community of Oakland and for the Bay Area. They've created a wonderful space for people to come and enjoy, be in their vibe, and really appreciate the beauty that nature gives us when we take care of her. So thank you so much to everybody who's donated to them in the past and now, especially in these times. If you're somebody who would like to make a donation, you can do so on their website. If you'd like to learn more about me as an artist and my creations like this piano, my music, or my jewelry here, which is some stuff that I make I can show you real quick. This is some LED jewelry that me and my friends make and sell. So if you'd like to learn more about those, you can do so by checking out my links on the Gardens at Lake Merritt website, or finding me on Instagram through my name, which is William Cenote. That's Cenote spelled Cenote. So yeah, hit me up on Instagram if you'd like to keep in touch. And thank you all so much for listening. I hope everyone stays safe and have a good night.
I stand here at the Gardens at Lake Merritt in Oakland, where many of you in the Pokemon trainer community have gathered in the past to play and connect with one another. This site is actually where we hosted some of our very first events in the early days of Niantic. At Niantic, we believe that local communities can be a massive force for positive change.
Welcome back to the Autumn Lights Festival 2020. We are so happy that you're spending this evening with us. I am Ken Folks, broadcasting live tonight from the East Bay Queer Healing Arts Center, a center founded by Black and Brown queer and trans folks right here in Oakland, California. Each night of this very, very special festival, which celebrates brilliance, genius, love, compassion, also celebrates the artist and the art that has supported the gardens at Lake Merritt for the past 9 years. So if you haven't already done so, we welcome you to continue to support us in a variety of ways, including donations. For those who have donated, thank you. For those who are considering it, please go to gardens@lakemerritt.org and simply click the green button, green for growth, prosperity, abundance, and the continuation of this beautiful, beautiful effort. So why don't we now check into the live Zoom sessions, because there are several artists that are joining us here. Tonight is Tech Night, and they're going to be Zooming in from remote locations. We have Claudie Cates and John Eric Henry and Chris Collins and Grant Patterson and Joshua Hubert. And I'd love to invite them into the space with you now. Why don't we start with our very first live presentation from Claudie Cates and her Dream Pipes.
I'm muted. Hello, everyone. Yeah, my name is Claudie Cates, and I did the thing that's in the back. It's a 20-foot tall PVC pipe sculpture, water feature sculpture. It has 3 basin of water filled with steam and with LED that is flashing different colors, and you can go inside the sculpture, outside. It's pretty interactive, and it makes people talk a lot because nobody knows where the water is, where the water goes, and where it came from. So since it takes many people to, how would I say, I'm just going to put that back on, sorry, to put it together. I could not put it together this time because of COVID. So I will show you a little video of how we created it at the beginning. It took us 3.5 weeks to do everything. I did the design and lay it down on the ground, and we just I had the best team to help me do that. And yeah, sorry, this is like my first time I'm doing that like this. It's a little like funny. I'm talking to myself. Nobody's there with me. All right, so I'm just gonna have a good time. Okay, so I will, put the video on, and in the video I will talk. I don't have no sounds or anything, so. Okay, so that's the way it started. On the floor, I drew some just measurement, and we cut some pipes and we put it together. And it was very, I did this tiny little model, but it was very organic the way it's been done. And this is 2 years ago at the Lake Merritt garden when we installed it for the second time. That was the first time we did it so fast. It took 10.5 hours to put it together. Usually it can take up to like 2 days, depending on the team, on the crew that helps me or not. So yeah, you can see the front basin has 9 fountain heads, and the back basin has 3, and there's a tiny little basin at the top that has one fountain head. We're going to see them a little bit more now. So this is not fog. This is not a fog machine. It's a fogger, which use iodine little. It's ceramic and heat and electrical, and it makes steam. So it's fresh and it doesn't has any chemical in it. It's just water vapor. And this is going into the sculpture because you can go in, and if you look up, you can see it all the way through. And that's it. I will have more video on my website, which I've been working on it very hard the last 3 days. So it's all the information is there. The sculpture is looking for a new home, and 50% of the profit that's going to be that's going to be for this from the sale is going to go to the garden to help the garden continue thriving. So thank you very much. That was super awkward, but thank you, and keep on donating.
You did an amazing job. I wouldn't have figured it was your first time. That was beautiful. Just as beautiful as your dream pipes. Thank you so much for sharing with us. We look forward to asking you some questions afterwards too.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Thank you again, my dear. So
Bye.
our next presentation comes from John Eric Henry and his swarm of drones. Yes, a swarm of drones. How many times have you seen a swarm of drones? Well, you will tonight. Hey, thank you, John Eric Henry.
Hey, Kinfolk, thank you so much. And thank you guys for having me. My name is John Eric Henry. Actually, I have an events company called Pinnacle Festivals. And so probably in 2006, I started to do festivals on a large scale here in the Bay Area after doing some small scale festivals throughout the years since in high school. So when I say large scale, I'm really talking about 50,000 people up to about 150,000 folks. So I was once on the board of directors for Open Pride. In the very early days of Autumn Lights Festival, Tor and I worked on the very early days of putting that together. And so it's great to see how far it's come. And it's great to be on the other side of the camera now, actually presenting art in a way that makes sense, hopefully. So after doing festivals for a really long time, I started to wonder, I said, what could we do essentially as an organization to take our event experience to the next level? You know, we had some parameters. It had to be like environmentally friendly. It had to be open to all. It had to be really sort of inclusive. It had to be still contain the wow factor. So in going through that checklist, I thought, oh my God, you know, this is going to be really exciting if you could find the thing that we want to do. And it's going to be really hard. And so far, it's been really exciting and it's been really hard to do. So what we decided to do was we did some research. And so we looked at Cirque du Soleil, we looked at P.T. Barnum, and we looked at a whole bunch of different sort of we looked at Disney, of course, and of course we looked at Fairyland to figure out how people were interested in entertainment, what they absorbed from entertainment, and really about with the immersive experience. So then we said, okay, we got it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up with swarm drones. We're gonna do that technology. We're gonna present that in a way that makes sense. And so for the last year and a half, we've been working on that. And so one of the things that that I had to do, I had to make a decision. I said, am I going to make drones or am I going to buy drones? And so I said, I'm gonna make drones. How hard could this be? And it was very difficult. So I had to get in CAD software. I had to learn about electronics real quick. And my father is an electronics engineer for GE. So I had some daddy help on the backside. And so one of the things, the models we came up with is what you see here. This is actually one of the drones that we built. It looks completely unimpressive as we're seeing it now. This probably is the 12th drone that we've built in this model. And this particular drone is called Johnny Black. And there's 15 of these drones that we built. But this is the one that's near and dear to my heart because it's the first one we put together with rubber bands and zip ties and rotors that work sometimes. So this, you know, it's the first one ever. And so at the LED panels underneath. So I will keep this near and dear to my heart. And so Johnny Black has evolved to what you see now, this particular drone that we went and we did several designs with our partners in China to have them 3D print this drone and then actually have the LEDs underneath it. So really proud of this, and then we're going to evolve this into another one. So these are kind of what the drones look like. And let me show you what they can kind of do in the air. I'm going to show a promo now. I'm going to just share my screen so you can see them in action. If you guys cannot see this, let me know. However, I'm going to play the video now, and this is that was a little louder than I wanted it to be. But this is a promotional video that I did with my friends in Switzerland. And so it's part of my video and part of their video, and us putting things together and putting swarm drones in the air. It's playing fast because, you know, the drones themselves are really slow by nature, but that's what they can do. And this is the show in Switzerland with drones that pretend that they can, you know, have people walk, drones that explode in the air, and that kind of thing. So the video you're seeing now is really a storyboard of the video you just saw. And so this is how our concepts come to be. We actually get on a phone call, we wake up in the middle of the night. Most of my phone calls with my international partners start at 10 p.m. and they end at 4 a.m. And then we come up with these variety of shapes and movements in 3D space and calculations in 3D space. I'm going to fast forward just slightly to the Christmas tree that we saw in the previous video. And I'm going to fast forward it a little bit more to the reindeer that we saw. The reindeer was a big fight for us. It was with our Russian partners. There was some conversation about which way the reindeer should head, and we'll see that again a little bit, but they wanted the reindeer to head to the left, and I wanted the reindeer to head to the right, and there's all this thing about true north and how to sort of make it go in a way that the experience for the audience is working in a way that makes sense. There's a lot of work and planning that happens on the backside of what this looks like. And then after we get to storyboard working in a way that makes sense, then we bring it into a 3D software package. And the package we're looking at now, I don't know if, yeah, it looks like you can still see the screen. The package we're looking at now is from Blender. So it really is a 3D modeling software. And if you can look closely here, the little green spots are where the drones are. And the blue dotted lines are the pathway that the drones travel. And so as you can see, as we spin this, this animation through, there is our reindeer. And the fun thing about the reindeer, which took us forever to do, is that the middle part of the reindeer, of course, moves slower than the legs, the drones on the legs. So we crashed several dozen drones trying to get the legs to work right and work in a way in 3D space that was really cool. And so we're really proud of this. And this is on the web quite a bit. And these are the files that are associated with it. On the right-hand side here, you can see some code, which is Python code, in order to kick out this animation in a way that drones can understand it, or they're called path files kind of thing. So last year we started working on an animation for ALF. And so the animation for ALF, you can barely see in this window. It talks about sort of ALF 2020. It has some stuff that I saw in Niantic's film earlier, some elements there. It has some things about a star and a flower unfolding. And drones going in 3D space. So we actually made another, let me see if I can find this real quick. We actually made another part of this application where we can actually see what that looks like. Let's see if I can get to this particular one. It's the holiday schedule one. It looks like I may not be able to get to that particular one. Let's see, drones show final, accelerated, holiday festival. Okay. This is the one for Autumn Lights Festival that we have yet to fly. However, this is what it will look like over when we actually get a chance to fly that. And I don't know if you guys are still seeing the screen or not. If you're not, let me know somehow. But it looks like it's showing on my end. But you know, technology is what technology is, kind of thing. So if you can imagine that this is above the gardens of Lake Merritt, and if you can imagine that. The drones, this is actually the speed of the drones as they will fly. And these are actually the colors and the lighting effects that will happen as well. So really excited about making that happen. Sorry, I don't have my glasses in to see that. Your screen share is working. Okay, great. Great. So, we've had some challenges flying this particular program. I'm just gonna speed it through a little bit more. Flying this particular program because, you know, there's been rolling blackouts and there's been quality air alerts, and there's been a tremendous amount of wind. So every night we sort of try to sneak out and fly the show, and the parks have been closed, right, because of COVID. So every night we try to sneak out into a location to try and launch the show. And the show will launch, I can promise you that, and because we're all ready for that show to go, because we spent a lot of time and love on the show itself. So, and then lastly for us, I don't know if you see that here. Let me just drag this over if possible. I don't know if you can still see the screen. I think I'm sharing this entire screen, but this is a rendition, as you can see. This gives us a lot more gumph of running the show. You can recognize this area. Here is Lake Merritt, the Gardens at Lake Merritt, and then this is almost a real-time simulation of what the show will actually look like over that space. And this little person here is actually a person to give us some perspective. And so again, once again, we're really looking forward to flying this show over Lake Merritt, the Gardens of Lake Merritt, as quickly and as fast as we can. And when we do, we'll let you guys know. However, this is a really exciting and a really fascinating journey for us, and we're one of 6 companies in the world that actually do this. It's very difficult, especially with the regulations and talking to the control towers and all that stuff that goes along with it. But we're really happy and really proud that we've come this far, and that the Lake Merritt Gardens of Lake Merritt have been very supportive, and that ALF has been very supportive as well. So if you'd like to continue to see ALF and continue to see the Gardens at Lake Merritt do this work, please support them in any way and every way you possibly can, because this is a great venue and a great outlet for artists, especially technical artists, to show their work. So Ken Folk, are you back on the line there?
Oh my gosh, yes. I'm just spellbound. You know that I've already been thinking about all of the different ways in which this technology could be used. You're doing so many amazing things with it. I'm just thinking of a milestone birthday, not to be selfish or self-centered, but I'm just saying, I'm not that old, but anyway. So thank you.
Thank you so much about that. Yeah.
I'm in love. You already know I'm in love with your tech, sweetheart, and your art. So thank you. Thank you, John, Eric, Henry. This is a swarm that I definitely want to be a part of.
Yeah, that sounds great. Now, no.
Yes. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
So our next live presentation, because this is just, there's so much beauty and creativity that's being shared this evening, and you'll have a chance actually to ask questions of each of the artists tonight. So I'd like to go ahead and move to our next live presentation from Chris Collins. And Chris Collins is with Niantic, which I believe you saw a little bit of Niantic in the beginning, as well as during John Eric Henry's presentation, there was a mention of Niantic. So now we get a chance to see Chris Collins live from the Ingress van. Chris, I'm looking forward to what you're going to be sharing tonight, honey. How are you feeling tonight? And what is the Ingress van? I haven't seen the Ingress van. For me, all of this I'm seeing for the first time. I wanted to get a sneak peek, but I wanted to also be just like everyone else and caught up in the wonder of this. Hi, Chris. Welcome.
Hello. We're working?
We're good.
Okay, cool. So, right, you're asking what the Ingress van is. Well, first off, we should talk about what Ingress is. Ingress is a location-based augmented reality game that you play on your phone anywhere in the world. The entire map is your game board. And the focus in Ingress are these portals that are scattered across the world, and they're important places where humans have made man-made objects that were influenced by the portal network to make art, to make important community like gyms. And so the van is actually another one of these like portals. It interacts with the game when the players walk up to it, and they can battle it from their phones, and then it reacts to what they're doing in the video game in real time on the van. So what I would like to do is kind of take you around a little bit of Hacker Farms so you can see what we installed tonight. And I'll try to explain some of the things we have going on here. How does that sound? Okay, so let me know if you can't see me okay, because it is a little dark here. So what you have in front of us is the van, and let's see. At the moment, there's no battles taking place, but it might, oh, actually, yeah, you can see that it just turned green on the front. That means that the Enlightened have captured the van. And across the top, you'll see some flashing happening on the LEDs, and those represent the resonators that are on this portal. And so there's like sound coming out of this thing. It's more exciting when the players are interacting with it, for sure. But yeah, this can move around the world and the players can interact with it. And then a couple other installations that we have this. We made an Ingress cornhole set. And the way this works is you reset the cornhole. One more reset. There we go. And when a player gets a bag, let me get a couple because I'll probably miss through the holes on the cornhole set. Let's see here. We'll go for this one. As the bean bags go through the holes, it lights up until you complete the sequence. And those are glyphs in our game. And along this like wall here, we have an installation that's representing the different cards from players around the world that play Ingress. And so what they've done is they've submitted their like avatars in like a baseball card format, and we call them bio cards. And this interactive installation, if David, can you like click on a couple bio cards back there? Jessica, can you have David click on some bio cards? Perfect. Oh, there we go. So yeah, these are some of our players from around the world, and these are the cards that they sent to us. And that's actually, you know, John Hankey, Agent Ace, if you ever play Ingress. And let's see, what other installations do we have out here tonight? The inside? Okay, we could take you inside the van a little bit. So inside the van, we're actually researching exotic matter disturbances around the world. And we have some scientists who have collected data, and these are some of their like their episodes where they have explained what's going on in the portal network. And yeah, that's basically what's going on inside the van. Let's see, what other, oh, okay. One last piece of art that we were showing off tonight that's not really Ingress related, but you know, jaded burners might appreciate, is this Mad Max mutant vehicle. Let me move the hoop out of the way. We take this to Burning Man a few times a year, and we call this Lord Flex. It is 24 volts, no, actually 48 volts, all electric Mad Max mutant vehicle that goes about 15 miles an hour. You steer it with your feet, and then let's see, I think if I, oh yeah, it's activated right now, so I gotta turn that off. But this is how you throttle, and this is how you brake. Can we actually see any of this? Jessica, can we get some like light over here? Sorry? Some light? Yep. All right, we're gonna work on some light. This is pretty ad hoc, folks. So let's see, there we go. Aha! So there we go. This is what the Lord Flex looks like. When it is actually working, like I'll engage it a little bit. We're going to reverse right now. It has a reversing switch here. That's very mechanical, so you have to do that, and then you can drive towards the camera and try to take it out. One person can sit on the front, and that grill we have in the front, we call the Raver Scraper. And this is how this seat works. The victim sits on this chair area here, and they hold on tightly while they go, you know, screaming across the playa in the Black Rock Desert. You can also throw a third passenger on the back of this, a little more dangerous, but they hang off of this part. And so, yeah, this is what we call the Lord Flex. And I don't know, if there's any questions, let me know. I'll be here all night.
Chris, my only question is, can you deliver Lord Flex to my house? Because I see
So it's
all
not street
sorts
legal,
of possibilities. It's beautiful. And your van, thank you. Thank you. I really enjoyed stepping into the Ingress van. And now I'm going to have to check out Ingress so that I can also have my card. I would like to be able to come up with my evil genius name. Thank you so much, Chris.
I highly recommend Ingress. It's the world's most expensive free game. It involves planes, trains, and automobiles. And
I'm there. I'm so there. Thank you so much, Chris. And we look forward to being able to ask you some questions because you have a lot of fun gadgetry and toys for us to sink our teeth into. And anyone who has questions, please
turn the camera back towards
to
me.
Go ahead and use the chat. You can use that chat as an opportunity to ask questions. And we'll start to call those. And then at the end, we'll start to pick a few of those questions. So if you've seen something and you've just wondered, how does that work? How can I get my hands on that? Or how can I make a donation? Those are the questions that we welcome, of course. So you can go to gardens@lakemerritt.org. Just to remind you, that's how you can make a donation. So next up, we're going to have Grant Patterson with Flow State. Grant, what's next?
Hi, thank you, Ken.
Hi, Grant.
Hi. So I'm sitting in front of a screen that has a projector pointed at me, and I have some interactive art that you can play with right now at home. So we'll be sending out a link in the chat, and I'm also going to try
I would really love to take this moment to once again remind you that we are going to be taking questions soon while we are giving space for Grant to do the things. We're going to go ahead and move to Joshua Hubert, who is the creator of Shimmer. So, wait, It looks like Grant came back.
Did you lose me?
Hey, Grant.
Okay,
No,
hi.
no.
Hi.
Hi, dear.
Hi, okay, so where exactly did you lose me? We've got an experience happening. Looks like somebody's already joined the chat, so we're going. This is Flow State. It is a real-time, interactive, collaborative art piece. Anyone on the internet can play with it at any time, and anything that you draw on this liquid canvas shows up for everyone else. So everyone's interacting with the same canvas at the same time. I was inspired to create this basically because of the pandemic. I had an LED wall that had an interactive app that you could use to control it for a long time. And I knew it was time for an upgrade. And so when the pandemic came around, I thought I would try something that could also work, that was a little more applicable to different experiences and could also work just on a computer, and also something that everyone could use on their own phone. So whether you're at home or perhaps you're gathered together in some very large outdoor space where this is being projected, everyone can participate on their own phone, but they're all contributing to the same art piece. So that was the inspiration. I'm going to join in the fun here too, and I'll also make some changes to the settings while we're here. So I can. There are both. So everyone can control the size and the color of their brush, as well as make other changes. Somebody just paused the simulation, the fluid simulation, and then it started again. We can also change the viscosity and do some other things that kind of change the nature of the experience. Here, I'll turn the viscosity way down again. Yeah. So again, you can play with this whenever. I like to play it just by myself as sort of a calming tool. You know, if I'm on my phone and I'm, you know, phones can be a stressful place to play on. So this is something that's more calming. And you can find other people on the internet who are also playing with it. And again, you can play with it at any time. It's always up. You can create your own rooms. We're in a special room right now for Autumn Lights Festival that's showing this projection. And so you can create collaborative rooms, and you can use it as a whiteboard with your friends and things like that. I'm first and foremost an LED artist, so I do have an LED wall that displays this as well. And I'm happy to bring it to all kinds of socially distant venues or any kind of venue at all once the pandemic's over. Yeah, more information about me and my work is available. There's an info button on this, and I've also got my info up on the website and my Etsy store and things like that. So thanks very much.
Thank you.
Sure
Thank
thing.
you, Chris. Already someone wanted to know where they could get a brush, and that information was shared immediately. So thank you very much. Thank you for putting that in the chat. And we will hear from you later on as well, because people will have questions. And if you have questions, please put those questions in the Q&A function, and then we'll choose those as we move on to the next live presentation. That is Joshua Hubert, the creator of Shimmer. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go back. Actually, it's Grant Patterson. I didn't need to skip you, Grant. Grant Patterson from Flow State. Grant Patterson from Flow State, thank you so much for joining us. Since I already called Joshua Hubert up, the creator of Shimmer, and Joshua's ready to go, why don't we just go with Joshua, and then we'll bring Grant up later. Are you ready, Joshua? Awesome. It's good to see you, Joshua. I'm looking forward to this.
Let me pull up. Sorry, I'm live streaming on multiple platforms right now. Can you hear me? Can you see me? There we go. Sorry about that. Hi. And there we go. Can you see me? Hello, I'm Joshua Hubert. I am the creator of Shimmer, and I am introducing Glow Fidelity Network tonight. Basically, I have this large LED sculpture at the corner of Broadway and Kearny in San Francisco. And the cool thing about it is that it reacts entirely live to live footage. You can see this is actually me within it. So the concept is that because we can run live footage and run live audio through it, I've decided to start a radio station that we can have these LED sculptures throughout the city, and it doesn't matter which location you go to, but you can tune into the Glow Fidelity Internet Radio Network, and everyone's phones will sync up. So we can have live performances really any place in the world, but people just need to go to the website, click play, and they can have a silent disco anywhere they want. Let me show you a bit how this technology works. Let me pull up full screen sharing on this. There we go. So there's another sculpture that I made up in Maine. And I'll pull that up. And you'll watch as I play this video the sculpture will react at the same rate.
Josh, this is Steven. We've got you coming through 2 microphones or 2 feeds on the audio.
Good. So you can see, this was the visualizer that was created within this piece I call phosphorus. The visualizer was actually made in real time. So we have microphones and within the forest. And any music that we play, any sounds that we have will automatically generate these algorithms to create these music visualizers. This was basically stored, captured footage of that, and I was able to just play that at the same time, in real time, onto the sculpture here. You can see just basic things. You're gonna just drag the window through this. And you can see that anything I play underneath it will go to it live. And what we want to do...
Wonderful. Joshua, that's wonderful. Would you mind muting one of your mics for us, dear? We appreciate your voice in stereo, but I'm just saying thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm being doubled. Oh, there we go. How's that? Nope.
Well, let's see. We can hear you. We can hear you now. We can definitely see you, dear.
How's that? Can you see that?
Yes, that's perfect. Yeah. Thank you, Joshua.
You're welcome. Sorry that was doubled the entire time, but I hope you guys appreciate it. We will be having a live performance with this piece at 9 o'clock tonight over at Kearney and Broadway, and you guys are welcome to come by.
Oh, I'm excited to hear that. Will you be playing Prince, though? As you can tell, I'm really into purple everywhere.
I do have some fantastic Prince remixes that I can send.
Yes. Thank you, Joshua.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Joshua Hubert, creator of Shimmer. Cheers. We have heard from all 5 of our feature artists. Oh, please don't leave it, Joshua. We have questions. So now, why don't we bring all of the artists back into the space? Would you mind joining us, Clody and John Eric Henry and Chris and Grant and Joshua? We have just a few questions. Joshua, since you are with us right now, I see that you're here. Do you mind if I ask you, where did you get the idea to connect this glow fidelity with Shimmer?
It's a silly answer, but there's an old program called Winamp, and it's like old AOL era kind of technology, which I'm actually running through this sculpture. I basically started off playing with it decades ago, And there was just always a setting that said play URL. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? How can you play URL? And so now we basically have a whole hosted music station that at any time, basically I have been broadcasting. The doubling was because I was broadcasting the entire Autumn Lights Festival onto the network at this point.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that,
You're welcome.
definitely. And yeah, knowing that this is how you brought it together makes it even more special, actually.
Yeah, this is the first, that was the first official test just now. And the doubling, it's been successful.
Oh, congratulations. And we are so honored to be the first of first, not the last. I'm certain I'm going to see if I can wrap this up and come over and hang out with you and listen to some Prince tonight and watch the lights. The next question, thank you, Joshua, is for
You're
Grant.
welcome.
Grant, my dear, what drives you to be a part of the Autumn Lights Festival?
Well, Ken, you know, I don't think it's quite a secret that a lot of the art that you might see at Autumn Lights Festival has been to Burning Man before. Not all of it, but a lot of it. And I would say that mine has. And you know, the thing about Burning Man is it's a blank canvas. There's nothing there, and everything that you bring is what appears there. And it's a very harsh environment. It's kind of a nasty place to be. But so I love the fact that the gardens at Lake Merritt gives us an opportunity to bring the kind of art that goes to Burning Man into a space that's so naturally beautiful, has all kinds of incredible natural elements, and lets us sort of make art that can complement those kind of natural elements.
Yes.
I think it's a beautiful opportunity.
Yes. And I appreciate it because I haven't been able to go to Burning Man, and this makes it more accessible. For all of my friends who
Yes.
are burners, and I have a lot of burner friends, I love that we can just traipse through this experience and get a bit of that. So thank you. Thank you for
Yes.
bringing it to us. And
course.
is Chris still here? Chris, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Chris, did COVID change what you were going to do, what you were going to share with us this evening? And if so, how did this affect your process?
I mean, COVID may have changed like where this installation would have been installed at, but I wasn't really planning to build anything new this year. Much too busy with work. But I mean, yeah, I mean, we did pivot a bit. We made the space at Hacker Farms work. I guess I should have probably mentioned what that's about. Where we're at used to be on the Berkeley Farms Dairy Creamery. And so, yeah, we were, I kind of like that we got to utilize the courtyard this year to kind of exhibit everything. But yeah, I mean, it does definitely alter everything because our installation is interactive and there's only us to interact with it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, you've managed to give us a lot of dimension, especially when you were tossing for the cornhole. I was really rooting for you. It was really good. So it was seamless, and I look forward to the days when we'll be able to get back in a space together and have that experience. This virtual reality, though, it's like another dimension. I love it. I'm kind of feeling very sci-fi tonight. So thank you.
It's your same world, but with extra information layered on top of it.
Yeah, and as you say that, literally, you have letters over your face, just as I have dots blinging off of mine. I have a question for John Eric Henry, and I'm sure that all of the other artists in this space have wondered, you know, is this my career? Is this my hobby? I wanted to ask John Eric, is this your career now? Because you've made quite an investment. You created,
You're talking to a different
you know, your art. Is John Eric Henry in the space with us?
Yeah, that's really a great question, Ken folks. So I really started this project because of, you know, having the immersive experience and bringing people closer and having that wow factor and having everybody forget about everything else for the next 7 minutes. We're going to enjoy this art in the air for a moment. And then I went to the city of Oakland to kind of look and see what it will, is there regulations around this? And city of Oakland said, well, how come you're not doing this as a business? And I thought, I never thought about doing this as a business kind of thing. So as I learned a little bit later, you can do drones for all kinds of things, agriculture, research, fire, search and rescue, and all those kinds of things. So it is possible to launch a business off of the art side, which is kind of backwards, right? Or kind of thing. So yeah, I can see myself doing this until I get old and wither away, but there's all kinds of things for sure.
I've known you for a long time. So if you're old, I'm oldish. Okay, let's be clear. And I love that you're inspiring those of us who think that we're hobbyists to imagine the various ways that other people really want and need this to support their growth and their wellness and their helpfulness. So thank you. I appreciate hearing how you're shifting this hobby into the career.
Yes.
And congratulations.
I appreciate you too. It's been forever, and I really enjoy seeing you and being in the same space with you virtually. It's great.
Oh yeah. Oh no, we've got to get together because, like I said, milestone birthday coming up. Those drones are in effect.
We'll talk.
And right, okay. Cloudy, my dear, we love your dream pipes. I just want to sit underneath them. I would like to sleep underneath them. What was your inspiration for the dream pipes?
My inspiration, I do most of my work a commission, and that was actually a commission, but I had carte blanche. So the company, I had three things. They wanted 20 feet tall. I had to do it within a budget and with the material they were selling. And besides that, it was all on me. And I don't know, I just channeled that, and they say they want it to be like super like mysterious and something that nobody ever seen before. And it was for an annual event as well, a big corporate annual event. And then yeah, I just channeled something that was fluid, that was futuristic at the same time, but very organic, that would make people talk. So that was, I wanted to bring some curiosity in the whole thing. So
I love it. I love your dream pipes because I'm really into Octavia Butler. I'm really into science fiction. And your space just feels like really great shelter, like futuristic shelter.
Yes.
So thank you. Thank you so much. And every single one of the artists that you've been able to witness and work with and enjoy tonight, you have an opportunity to stay in touch with. So please make certain that you follow their work. And also, I would love to invite you, haven't already done so. If you have, then thank you for your donation. If not quite yet, trips over to merit.org and learn more about the wonder, learn more about the compassion, learn more about how this has become a celebration of life. I believe now that we are going to check in and see if there are any additional questions. Sammy, are you going to join us now?
Absolutely, and thank you so much. What a wonderful, wonderful evening this has been thus far. And I want to thank you, and I wanted to thank all of the artists for sharing your gifts in support of the gardens at Lake Merritt. It enables the city to keep these gardens accessible to the public and open to the public free of charge. And we just can't thank you enough for that wonderful contribution you're making. So we actually have a question for each artist. And I think we're going to start with John Eric Henry. John Eric Henry, how are you?
It's good. Nice. How are you, Sammy?
Nice to see you.
You
so
too.
I have a twofer for you. The first question came from a viewer who really wants to volunteer to help you bring your project to life for Autumn Lights, and he's an engineer, and he'd like to get involved. And so I'm putting it out there, and also maybe I think you gave an email address on the chat that I could also share with him in person. But I mean, I could type that in. So what do you think about that? Do you need volunteers? Do you need some help?
Oh my God, absolutely. There's some rules from the FAA that says for every 5 drones I have to have in the air, I have to have a visual observer for them. So I just can't get enough good folks to come and do this work with me. And because it's hard and it's complicated. Oh, I see Monica has, Ken Folk has her hand up. So it's complicated and it's fun, and we have a lot of fun, and people get to learn about all kinds of things that have to do with science, technology, engineering, and math, some STEM stuff, and aeronautics, and they get to know how to manage me in my state of franticness. But
this
I
artist
invite
needs
everyone to
extra
come
drum pilots to help pilot the drums for his art installation.
Right, and I need a wrangler for me too. So for sure, absolutely, come on down. Love to have you. Just you know,
cool.
Reach out to you, Sammy, or reach out to me, and then we'll make it happen.
Okay, great. I will connect the two of you, and I'm sure getting an email from a gentleman named David sometime very soon. So second part of the question. So what is the strangest or most challenging thing that one of your drones has ever encountered up there in the air?
Oh, well,
birds.
Yeah. Well, you know, so because the drones are black and white, they kind of look like seagulls. And so whenever I'm flying in the air, the seagulls come and they try to, you know, interact with the drone. And I'm going to just pop out real quick to show you what my last seagull encounter did to my drone, actually. So now when I see the seagulls, I have to land them right away because I don't want to break any more. So yeah, so it's seagulls.
Okay, so it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Real thing, absolutely. Okay, wonderful, great. So let's see. Is it okay for me to just continue to go through questions?
Yes, please.
Okay,
yes,
great.
please do.
All right, this one is for Floaty. What drew you to PVC pipe, and how did you know that it would react so beautifully with water and light and become art like this?
PVC pipe was a budget thing. Probably I would love to do one in copper, but it would be very, very, very expensive. So, but the thing with the PVC, it reflects the lights, so which you don't have that with copper. With the PVC pipe, because they're white, you can put any light on it and it's just going to catch. You can't even project video on it and do all kinds of really, really interesting things. So yes, it was a budget thing, but at the end, I think it made it more beautiful, especially at night, for sure. So, and then water, well, PVC pipe, we use them in all our houses for plumbing, so I knew it would work.
Very relatable.
Yes.
Great, thank you. Okay, the next question is for Chris Collins from Niantic. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so what role do you think interactive art, and maybe specifically augmented reality, because that's what you folks are working in at Niantic, what role do you think all this type of activity plays in bringing people together during these challenging times?
I mean, the things that I've seen happen in the social aspects that happen with like layering AR on top of everything, it actually like brings people together for experiences that wouldn't have happened before. Ingress, for example, is like brought me to places that I would not go to on my own fruition, but the payoff is like these 100-mile like views, and the people that I've met playing these games, because of this extra layer of information being like laid on top of my reality, I wouldn't come across them in my like day-to-day like interactions, because you know my day-to-day interactions are the people I see at work and the people that I see at home. And so I mean, I think the role that this plays is it's another way to like tie like communities and the planet together and help unite us more than it like divides us. Even in Ingress, where like, you know, it's a faction-based game where there's two sides battling over each other. I've just seen so many times where, you know, you have these live events and you know, you have this big battle, and afterwards they show up and, you know, have beers afterwards and, you know, celebrate. And and they travel the world because, you know, this is pulling them to these different places. So yeah, I mean, in a way, I feel like it does something better than like what social media does, because it like really like pulls people together and has them play, and play is pretty important. I think it's more important than in some of the stuff that we see in the dystopian like news cycle. So I don't know where I'm really meandering with that like answer, but I just know that our players are pretty creative. Like they've done lots of like art themselves. The art that you see in this van, they've done similar installations at live events that we've had, and they've built escape rooms, and they've replicated like the Point Arena lighthouse, which is really important in Ingress because it allows players to like field from Alaska to California to Hawaii and make these like large triangles on the planet in the game. And all the way down to like the personal like swag that the players make in Japan, and they make you know, around the world. Like they'll make, you know, bio card holders, they'll make special shirts, they'll make special coins, special bandanas, special dresses and clothes. But yeah, I just love the creativity that happens from this extra layer of data and this like augmented secret agent thing that happens with Ingress specifically. And I just love all the like lasting life and like experiences that happens from all that, I guess.
Oh, that's
I don't
wonderful.
know. I know that was a
Amen to
long-winded
that.
answer.
No, that's terrific. Amen to that. Anything that can bring us together in these times. I mean, especially since we can't really even share a bowl of popcorn anymore. So yeah, looks good. Looks good.
I've got a little like movie popcorn machine out here because, you know, you can't go to the movies anymore.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Well, thank you so much for that. The next question is for Grant Patterson. So this one's kind of along the same lines. And bear with me for a moment as I get this thought out. You know, when synthesizers were first sort of introduced into music, there were a lot of folks that were concerned that, you know, the technology was going to, you know, overrule the creative process and it was going to interfere with it. But in a lot of ways, you know, the synthesizers and like sounds, like interesting, cool sounds became really important in music and really enhanced the art. I mean, you know, I think Talking Heads and, you know, other groups like that. So how do you see the nexus between technology and art and where it can take us?
Ooh, that's a big question. You know, I am unabashedly pro technology in art. I'm also unabashedly pro all genres of art mixing together all the time. And I think that's something, I think that's kind of like why technology is invited into art. And I also think that's why, I think technology can help enable that as well. So technology can bring in different styles of art, different media, all into one place. There are so many possibilities, and I think your example with the synthesizer is great because I think now we're seeing some really interesting work by musicians who use technology in their music, but they're still instrumentalists. They still play music, but they use electronic instruments like in really subtle ways that just enhance the music and aren't all about, you know, blips and bleeps or whatever. And so I think we'll probably start to see more. I'd love to see more of that in visual art as well, where you know, LEDs embedded in a sculpture or a painting or something like that is just kind of part of the deal. And so, you know, so there isn't so much of a you know, a siloing of LED art and this kind of art and that kind of art and things like that. So
it's all interconnected. That's terrific.
Indeed.
Thank you so much. And
Sure.
our final question for the evening is for Joshua. Let's see, I want to double check. Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about, I mean, talking about the nexus between art and technology and music and all of that. Tell us a little bit more about the project that you're working on and this launch that you're having this evening. And I believe there's a radio station connected to it, and it's got a lot of pieces to it. So maybe tell us a little bit more about it.
So the idea is, you can see right now the sculpture is reacting just to my voice. Don't have a lot of different frequencies in my voice, but it's reacting nonetheless. People can come to the site, simply go to glowfidelity.com, just basically low fidelity with a G, and then they just press play on their phone. And me DJing will sync right to their phone. Everyone should be at the same speed, and everyone can basically listen while watching as the music reacts to this art piece. It just allows us to have, and if you're not around the art piece, you can also just listen at home. The art piece is just a nice feature, but having an actual voice within the city and getting to basically have all of these local music, like COVID has kind of killed the nightlife around here. So I want to give our community back a new way to express ourselves.
Very cool. In fact, it's sort of jonesing to get outside. I see the video here from the street and all the art and what have you. But until then, it's the next best thing. This virtual world that we all live in. So indeed. I believe that we've had yes, indeed. And so thank you all very much for the privilege of posing some questions to you. And have a wonderful weekend. And again, thank you so much for supporting the gardens.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Sammy. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Sammy. And thank you, Cloudy and John Eric Henry and Chris Collins and Grant. And thank you, Joshua. Thank you for participating in our 2020, our very first virtual Autumn Lights Festival, supporting both the wonderful artists. Thank you for being here and witnessing this with us and enjoying the artists as well as the art and the gardens at Merit. One last shout out to our sponsors, Niantic, thank you, Square, Oaklandish, Astro Botanicals, Adafruit, Digital Ambiance, the East Bay Express, East Bay Magazine, the City of Oakland. Thank you. We appreciate you coming on board and supporting an evening of delight. Bad pun, but I had to say it. Delightful evening. And also, this is a reminder that the gardens continue to grow. And as we grow, we continue to need support, not just once a year, but all year round. So you can learn more by going to gardens@lakemerritt.org. And you can donate there anytime, 24/7. And to find out more about the amazing artists and make donations specifically to their digital tip jar, you can click on the Autumn Lights Festival at the same website, gardens@lakemerritt.org. I am Ken Folks. I've enjoyed hosting this evening. I have busy, busy days, and it was so good to just slow down and experience art with you in this way. So thank you for the honor of doing that. I'm here at the East Bay Queer Healing Arts Center, where I'm one of the co-founders, one of several Black and brown, queer, trans folks here in Oakland, California, making art for the masses. The festival continues tomorrow night, so make sure that you check in again. Saturday will be family night, and then Sunday is fine art night. The Autumn Lights Festival has been a presentation of the Friends of the Gardens of Lake Merritt, and it's produced by Heart of the Town Productions. And the co-creative directors, I love you, Tora. Tora, give it up for Tora, everybody. Tora Rocha, everyone knows you. You are the queen bee. And CB Smithdahl with video production support from Together Pictures. And we look forward to seeing you Saturday and Sunday. And for those of us who know that this is just one of many ways in which we show our love here, you know that we will be celebrating our 10th anniversary, and we have that to look forward to. So have a great green evening, everyone. One more time, kudos to you, kudos to everyone who participated and shared their love tonight. I am Ken Folks. I love you. Peace.
Peace.